Hi, my name is Song. I am the creator of Verdentide Outpost and the lead builder of it as well. I will be going over the excess commands in here as well as providing you with basic details regarding kohls admin. And what is kohls admin? It's the admin system TCR as a whole uses and one of the most popular admin systems on the Roblox platform. If you want the general commands list, then you simply run the commands command or CMDS. As you can see, every single command that you may possibly need is here. You're probably not going to need a majority of these, which is why, on top of this, this video will provide you with a scary jump scare of Google Docs. Of course, you're not being sent the actual Google Doc. This is from the Officer's Handbook that I wrote for TCR, but you can pause this video and memorize the commands here. These commands are explained by parameters, requirements, and general knowledge of how they work. Other than that, it's time for us to get on to the beautiful access commands, so please allow me a second to readjust my position. Let's start off with the toggle commands. Toggle commands are very simple. Use a toggle command once, something happens. Use it twice, that change that you did is now reverted. One of the first examples is the Duels and Gladiators Arena Mode command, simply known as Arena Mode. I'm not typing it out yet, you'll see what it does soon. This controls this area right here, which is the dueling arena, which is connected to the teams Aqua and Magma, respectively, and it also controls the Gladiators arena here, which is connected to the orange, purple, cyan, and green teams over there. Pretty simple, but for this certain little explanation, we will just focus on the duels team because it's more simple. If you walk into an arena on any team with the current default mode, which is TK/default mode, how ironic of a name, you get automatic tools. These tools can kill anyone and everything. If you want to kill someone on the same team as you, you can. If you want to kill someone on a different team as you can. There's no restriction in that aspect. Of course, dotted people don't apply for obvious reasons. If you want to change the arena mode, then you run the toggle command, arena mode. Yay! Once you are in a different type of mode, aka anti-team kill / hosting mode, then things become a bit more complicated. If you walk in here on just any run-of-the-mill team, you can see that I don't get weapons. This is for security reasons when you're hosting an event. If you want to get weapons, then you'll need to team yourself to a specific related team. In the case of dueling arenas, it was Magma and Aqua, as we mentioned. Now that I am on Magma, I can get my weapons as before. The only other change to the weapons is the fact that they do not team kill, because they are anti-team kill. Genius, right? Simply means anyone on the Magma team can't kill their fellow Magma brothers. Otherwise, that's all for these specific little areas. There's not much else you have to worry about other than arrows occasionally not firing properly here, but not a big concern. One of the next commands is specifically related to King of the Hill. King of the Hill is a very, run-of-the-mill activity you probably understood from middle school. You guys want to run to a point and hold that point for as long as possible. Very simple. Eventually, you reach a max score. The toggle command for King of the Hill is King of the Hill mode. It has two modes. A TDM, which you're probably familiar with, a King of the Hill variant where there are two teams going against one another to get the max possible score, and FFA, or Free for All, where every individual person on a specific team is fighting for the most amount of points. If I want to change the mode, then I simply run KOTH mode. Very simple. If you want to see how the mode changed, you go into the spawns of the teams here, and as an example of this is a strawberry spawn. Don't immediately try to fly into it like a baboon, because you will just be stopped by an invisible border because you are not on their team. And once again, if you want to change it back to TDM, which is the default, you just run King of the Hill mode again. Otherwise, a nuggle? What is a nuggle? Anyway, another toggle command would specifically be toggle gates. You'll notice that a few spots around the map, specifically here in the free-for-all arena, over there to the colors arena, to over there are gates. They're very big gates, but I can assure you they do stop people there despite their size. There's a sign here telling you the gate status, open by default, and the command is toggle gates. It's open right now. I run toggle gates. It closes. This looks wide, but I can assure you, you can't pass through it. It was made intentionally just to be stylistic. Even if you go up here, you can't go through it. If you want to undo the toggle, of course, then you just run toggle gates again. And once again, the gate status will also be displayed on all of the gates. When you run that command, all of the gates change their position, so you cannot change a specific gate, so keep that in mind. The only other notable toggle command is party toggle. Very self-explanatory. See this patch of land here? If I run party toggle, then oh my god, disco. Beautiful, isn't it? You want it to go away and you aren't very happy-go-lucky, then you simply run, I can't spell, party toggle again. On to different commands. These will now be activity related. Welcome to Sharks vs. Minnows. This activity is pretty self-explanatory. A minnow will spawn in this box right here, floating above. Once a certain command is run, they will drop out of here, and then they must race to the finish line all the way over there to respawn into their box. The process repeats until one minnow is left. That one minnow will win the game. A field shark, which is one individual on the shark team here, will be placed here and able to hunt the minnows freely. Everyone else who dies, or simply dies to water, or I guess by drowning somehow, becomes a shark and is spawned over here in specific boxes. Where are those boxes? This is a box here. And this is a box here. Again, there's a specific command that you can run to open the bottoms. They all fall out. The order in which you will run commands is going to be demonstrated now. So team me minnows. Respawn me. First off, to start the whole thing, you probably run like a countdown or something of 5 seconds. Then you will run the command minnows. That means for about 5 seconds, the bottom of that is open to allow everyone to fall out, and then automatically, after those 5 seconds pass, that bottom becomes solid once again. A minnow will then try to survive arrow bombardment from above, and, death by swords or even still arrows from the ground, and once they eventually make it over to here, they are able to be sped up, and then once they touch that last green line, they are sent back to the minnows box. And to repeat the process, you simply, give another countdown and run the minnows command again. If you are accounting for when everyone finally gets off of the field and every minnow that could have survived has survived is in this box, then your actual, next process is to free the sharks. So let's say a minnow dies from being in contact with the water here. They're automatically teamed to sharks. They will spawn in the box here. The command to free them is sharks. Once again, same, whole timer system as the minnows. The bottom is open for 5 seconds, then the bottom, is anchored and made collidable after those 5 seconds. And, the sharks just from there get to shoot, and you get to start up the round again. Sharks cannot pass the invisible wall here for security reasons and to make the, playing field a bit fairer. On to the next activity, though. Welcome to the arenas for Team Deathmatch or Capture the Flag. The only thing we're covering here today is Capture the Flag, because if we're doing Team Deathmatch, then you're teaming people, respawning them, letting them kill each other to a specific amount of deaths or, kills, and then that's how they win after a specific amount of time or once those kills or deaths are finally reached. But anyway, the way the flags work here, there are 3 flags, 1, 2, and 3. You step onto a flag, whatever your team on, it doesn't matter. The flag will go fully up, and once it is fully up, it starts counting the seconds your team has held that flag. If a different team, as an example, like the Butcherers, which play on here, takes the flag, you'll notice as it's going down, the original team holding it still gets to have their tally. And once it starts to rise again in favor of the Butcherers, the tally up here stops for that previous team, and once this flag goes up, the Butcherers, or whatever team that just took the flag, will appear there and have their seconds start counting up. If you want to reset the flags, in a usual game, you will, have a countdown or a specific, time where the match will end. Once the match ends, you take a picture of, the scores and everything on each of the flags. Then you will run the command reset CTF. This will automatically lower all of the flags and reset their counters. So there's no longer any sort of time points being counted here. And once again, you can, go on it as usual to get the flags working as they would have before. Pretty simple. It just resets the activity entirely. Onto something else. Welcome back to King of the Hill. This is covering the last of King of the Hill's, stuff. First and foremost is... I'm stupid. I think I forgot show scores again. Show scores is another toggle command that I'm pretty sure I just completely forgot to mention. It only applies to the TDM team. As you can see, we are currently set to TDM, so if we run the command show scores, the scores appear client-sided on top of the screen. If a new person joins, they are not able to see this board. So, of course, the ones in the team spawns are still backups, but just keep that in mind. If you don't want that showing and you find it ugly, then you can simply run the command again to make it go away. If you think that, 1,200 points is a little too much for your supposed operations of any sort, then you can change that pretty freely. I will just show scores for ease of access here. As you can see, 1,200 by default. This command to change that is max score, and you input a number, let's say 100. This changes up top, and in the spawns, and in the game's code. Once a team that is, obviously it's meant to be on here actually hits the area, then, the score goes up for that team. Once a team hits the maximum, let's say max score 15 for quick reference. Once a team hits the maximum, they cannot keep getting score, and the other team, additionally, cannot earn score. So the match ends fairly and has no extra complications like capture the flag does. As an example, if I team myself with strawberries okay, it did. If I team myself with strawberries, you can see I'm on the point and the thing doesn't go up. The last command here is simply just, reset score. Exactly the same as, like, the capture the flag one. You just, run reset scores, and then boom, all of the scores are automatically reset, and the max is kept, like the max number. So, yay! Last and not least, for the activities I will cover, this isn't exactly command related, but this is Bomb Barrage. If you are a sufficient admin level that you are able to see the Bomb Barrage panel, might not work for your group because of how specific the rank IDs are, but we will have to test that out and see. If you want to run Bomb Barrage, you press a button on this panel here, and bombs will automatically start to fall. You think that's too slow? Then pick a higher level. The bombs will explode faster and spawn faster. If you don't want the bombs to keep spawning, then you can simply turn the bombs off. That is loud. Quick activity explanation is right here. This also exists for colors and some other general activities, but otherwise it's pretty self-explanatory. The only other notable thing about Bomb Barrage is that if you do go too far away from the panel and it happens to deload, Bomb Barrage does currently break in Verdentide. So utilize this as one of your few early on activities if you do, and just be wary otherwise. The only other commands that are really left for us to talk about are misc commands that are just mainly for fun. This would be give misc and owner give. If you want to run give misc, then you'll need, sufficient admin level, which I'm pretty sure is just administrator. Then you run it as you would give command, or gear command, I guess. Actually, yeah, give command is more accurate. So, give misc, parameters, such as the person, so we'll say me, and then the weapon we want, or all. In this case, we'll say all. One of the weapons here is the explosive meat glove, inspired by the Terraria ale tosser. Very simple, you hit people with meat. There are team kill and anti-team kill versions of the steampunk glove, and then team kill versions of the skybow. Cue to change modes, by the way. Windsword. And linked. Yes, team kill linked is here. thank the verdentide lords of, I don't know, 2024 or 2023. I don't know when that was implemented. Anyway, the next command is absolutely beautiful, but please do not use it, like, just completely randomly. It does lead to a lot of game lag and issues. But owner give all. Owner give is for people who have an owner level of administration or admin power in verdentide. So owner give me all. You get 3 tools. Draw tool is one of them. You'll notice right off the bat that you have no eraser mode of any sort. If you want, the tooltip here tells you how to change the color of the draw tool, but that's not really important. If you want to delete this the hard way, you could use FEX or F3X to try to delete it, but most of verdentide is unlocked, so please just don't use the draw tool. The next thing is Kitty Cat. I love Kitty Cat. Don't you love Kitty Cat too? I love Kitty Cat very much. But did you know Kitty Cat fucking explode? Yeah, you can make them explode. Click to shoot out cats. E to explode cats. The remaining thing here is the rapid rocket launcher. This can very quickly lag your game. It spawns a bunch of parts on player contact, explode them, or on contact if anything specific, explode. Obviously, this is kind of unrestricted. You know, you get to spawn a bunch of those, and it takes a really long time to remove, so just be aware of game lag, and, you know, be conscious of the individual computers and mobile devices and consoles that are running amok in my game. By the way, the King of the Hill teleport is there. The last command of verdentide is songboard. You may notice this lovely board of music IDs and titles here, which is situated right in the lobby. And you may think you might have to manually type this out for a command, right? You don't have to. Songboard is the command with a sufficient admin level you can access. You can automatically just copy any ID you want here, so you can play the song, and all of these have access to verdentide. You can, of course, pick your own audios that are, you know, Roblox owned or public audios on Roblox, but just keep in mind, like, the audio privacy laws and whatever Roblox has to follow. So, obviously, if you're playing an audio that only has access to your games, and you try to play in mine, you're not going to be able to hear it. An example as to how to use the music command: music, paste in the ID. You get your music. If you want to adjust the volume, you type out volume and then a number. Usually, you do not want to make it loud. This is because people have very frequent hearing problems with Roblox IDs and audios. Usually they are too loud for a user, so just set it to 0.3 or something for the comfort of your people. If you don't want to listen to stuff like that, you can run toggle music, which will client-side mute your stuff. Otherwise, that is all for access commands in verdentide, I think. Oh yeah, MM allows you to bypass the filter. Use this very, very carefully. I don't want to be responsible for any curse words or any inappropriate behavior here, so please keep it out of my game. You can say curse words. I'm not going to try to report you if you do, but just don't. It's so if the Roblox filter decides to bully you when you use the message command. This is the message command for reference, or M or message. If the Roblox filter bullies you and you are unable to use it sufficiently, then you could use MM. That's all, though. Uclogs don't exist. Once again, for reference, this is, you know, all the commands on the Officer's Handbook for TCR, which you can reference ever so freely. And, I don't have much else to say, so bye.